Perfection is seductive. Real luxury is something else entirely. If you've ever lived in a place that looks flawless, you already know the truth. Perfect is easy to buy. Function is harder. A few weeks ago, a dear friend called, one of Dallas' most eligible bachelors, the kind of man that doesn't impress easily. His voice was different. He said, "There has been a change in my life. I need help with an apartment. Something's missing." A sleek high-rise on Turtle Creek, floor-to-ceiling glass, brand new finishes. Everything looked perfect on paper. Standing there though, the silence was noticeable. All the right materials, none of the right energy. Builder had left a recessed cubby in the wall. One of those architectural quirks that looks clever in a brochure and useless in real life. Most people would have ignored it or hung a painting and moved on. We decided to make it the focal point instead. We designed a wabi-sabi lattice with soft calming birds painted through it. The curved top softened the boxy builder grade lines and created a sense of movement. Suddenly, the cubby wasn't dead space. It became a quiet, nostalgic focal point in a thoroughly modern apartment. That's the power of wabi-sabi. The simple act of bringing natures indoors. In this project, we added as much small greenery as possible. The plants softened the modern edges and brought a quiet sense of life into the space. We also chose ground level lighting over harsh overheads. Soft pools of light created depth and warmth, giving the whole space that intimate Mad Men glow instead of a flat, builder-grade brightness. Next came storage, the unsexy hero of thoughtful design. At first, I designed a layout that felt open and airy. It looked perfect on paper. I was convinced it was the right solution. Then we started mapping the details and ran into the quiet critical problem, the light switches and thermostat. My perfect plan simply wouldn't work with how the electrical was already placed. That's the reality of working with any existing space. There are always surprises. The floor plan on paper rarely tells the whole story, so we adapted. We shifted the configuration, embraced a slightly cozier arrangement, and incorporated custom cabinets that feel fully integrated. They draw the eye upward, create an illusion of height, and deliver real, usable storage without looking like an afterthought. The lesson? Beautiful plans mean nothing if they ignore the realities of the space. The best solutions are the ones that flex when the house reveals its constraints. Nothing kills the feeling of luxury faster than clutter, or a design that fights the architecture instead of working with it. We brought in color and soul. Emerald green silk rugs grounded the room and expanded the sense of space. A classic Eames chair and mid-century pieces added timeless lines. A deep burgundy accent chair became the quiet heartbeat of the space, rich, tactile, and impossible to ignore. In the kitchen, we leaned into natural materials, rattan chairs, and a textured jute rug. At the center sits Eric, a bronze hare whose quiet presence adds a touch of old money glam and personality. We chose an Erman Miller office chair in the owner's favorite color. Beautiful, yes. More importantly, ergonomic and supportive. Real luxury is also about how you feel. At the entrance, a vintage mirror does 3 jobs at once. It reflects light, makes the space feel larger and becomes a subtle statement. That's the quiet magic of intelligent design. Every element pulls its weight. Once it all came together, the space no longer felt temporary. It felt complete, as though it had always been meant for him. That's true luxury. Functionality that feels effortless and beauty that deepens the longer you live with it. This week's challenge: walk through your own space. Find one awkward corner, one forgotten nook, or an empty wall. Ask yourself, how can this become more functional and more beautiful at the same time? One intentional change can transform how the entire room feels. A few weeks after we finished, I asked my friend, now that you've lived with it for a bit, what has surprised you the most? How does it feel to come home? Here's what he shared.
Hey JohnRoss, now that I've had some time to live with the apartment, a few things really stand out. The colors surprised me the most. I'm usually drawn to more muted tones, so I wasn't sure at first. It's grown on me in the best way. The space feels richer and more interesting than I expected. I actually look forward to coming home now. It feels good to walk in. I've also gotten a lot of compliments from guests. People keep noticing different details, which has been fun. I gave you full creative freedom and you delivered a stylish place that finally feels like home. Thank you again, JFK.
That's the real measure of good design. Not how it looks one day, rather how it continues to support you and surprise you every day after. If you're living in a space that looks finished, yet still doesn't feel white like home, I'd love to help. What's one area in your home that looks complete and still doesn't work the way you imagine it? Tell me in the comments. I enjoy reading all of them. Until next time.